Stop. These coins could be hidden treasure. Do not spend them. Check your pocket now, because what looks like an ordinary Roosevelt dime could actually be silent fortune sitting in your hand. Nobody talks about these, but collectors are fighting behind closed doors, and the auction shock is real. These coins change everything, and each one I show you gets rarer, more valuable, and more dangerous to ignore. So stay with me till the end. First up, you've probably spent this coin without even blinking. And that's exactly why it's terrifying. Because the 1997 Roosevelt dime with a P mint mark doesn't scream value, it hides it. Quietly, patiently, like a secret waiting for the right person to notice. And if you miss it, it's gone forever. This is not fiction. People are cashing these in like pocket change, while others are turning them into six-figure paydays. 1997 wasn't just another year. It was a moment in America where economic expansion was accelerating. Demand for coin production surged, and the U.S. Mint in Philadelphia was under pressure to produce millions of dimes quickly. That kind of speed, it creates subtle inconsistencies, tiny details, and overlooked perfection that collectors obsess over today. And right in the middle of that production storm, this dime was born. At first glance, the front, what we call the obverse, shows President Roosevelt's profile, calm and familiar. But look closer. The word liberty pressed along the edge, the year 1997 stamped beneath, and that tiny P mint mark sitting beside it. It's small, but it's everything. The reverse, a torch standing tall between olive and oak branches, symbolizing strength and peace. Most people never look twice. That's the mistake. This coin feels ordinary in your hand, about 2,268 grams, thin at roughly 1.35 millimeters and just 17.91 millimeters in diameter. Smooth edges, no reeded with fine grooves running along the rim. But when you hold a real high-value 1997p in fine condition, there's a subtle firmness, a slightly sharper strike, a presence that seasoned collectors instantly recognize. It's not flashy. It's confident. Here's where it gets serious, the composition. This dime isn't silver. It's a clad coin made of copper sandwiched between nickel layers. That sounds common, right? But under intense minting pressure, even clad coins can emerge with exceptional strike quality, clean surfaces, and rare preservation states that survive decades untouched. And survival, that's the key word here. Because most of these coins didn't survive in collectible condition. They were used, abused, scratched, dropped, cleaned, yes, cleaned, and that's where people destroy their own fortunes. Let me say this clearly, never clean this coin. Not with water, not with cloth, not with anything. That natural toning, the slight darkness, even the dirt, that's history. That's value. Once it's gone, so is the money. Collectors aren't just looking at the coin, they're studying it. The spacing of letters, the sharpness of Roosevelt's jawline, the exact placement of the mint mark, even the way light reflects off the surface. These tiny details, this is what separates a 10-cent coin from something worth $120. Most people miss this. Experts don't. And here's the part nobody tells you. Collectors who find a strong 1997p in fine condition don't rush to sell. They hold it. They protect it. Because they know the market behavior, quiet auctions, aggressive bidding, and sudden price jumps that leave everyone else stunned. When one appears, it doesn't stay available for long. The demand is rising. The supply shrinking fast. Every year, more of these coins disappear into private collections, locked away from circulation forever. That means The few remaining examples floating around in pockets, jars, and drawers, they're becoming more valuable by the day. You could literally be holding hidden wealth and not even realize it. Now imagine this. You're standing at a store, you get change back, and there it is. A 1,997 dime with a P. Most people toss it into their wallet without a thought. But you stop. You check. Because you know this detail changes everything. That one decision could be the difference between spending 10 cents or discovering a silent fortune. Condition is everything. A fine condition coin, clear details, moderate wear, but still strong design visibility, that's where the serious money begins. And if it's been professionally graded, that's when collectors go from interested to obsessed. Grading isn't optional here. It's critical. It authenticates, protects, and unlocks the true value of the coin. But patience, that's your real weapon. Rushing to sell, mishandling the coin, ignoring proper storage. These are the mistakes that destroy value. The smart collectors, they wait. They watch the market. They understand that time increases scarcity, and scarcity creates wealth. And let's talk about the emotional pull, because it's real. There's something about this coin that draws collectors in. Maybe it's the idea that something so ordinary could be worth so much. Maybe it's the thrill of the hunt. Or maybe it's the fear of missing out on a life-changing opportunity hiding in plain sight. So I'm telling you right now, do not spend this coin. Check every 1,997 dime you see. Look for that P, study it. Protect it. Because what you're holding might not be change. It might be serious money. And if you think this one is shocking, the next coin is even more dangerous to ignore. You're not ready for this one, because this coin is newer, cleaner, and way easier to ignore, which makes it even more dangerous. The 2016 Roosevelt dime looks like something you got back in change yesterday, and that's exactly the problem. People trust newer coins. They don't question them. They spend them without thinking, and somewhere in that everyday routine, a $70,000 opportunity disappears without a trace. 2016 was a year of economic transition in the United States, steady recovery, rising consumer activity, and massive demand for circulating coinage. The Denver Mint was running at full speed, pushing out millions of dimes to keep up with national demand. But when production moves that fast, perfection becomes rare. Subtle strike differences, pressure inconsistencies, and overlooked high-quality examples begin to slip through unnoticed. That's where this coin starts separating itself. Look at the obverse, the front of the coin, and you'll see Franklin D. Roosevelt facing left, calm and familiar. But don't just glance at it. Study it. The word liberty stretching along the rim, the date 2016 stamped clearly, and that tiny D mint mark just to the right of the year. That D is your signal. That's Denver. That's where this quiet fortune begins. Flip it over, and the reverse shows the torch, olive branch, and oak branch, symbols of freedom, peace, and strength. But in this case, they're also symbols of hidden wealth. Physically, it feels like every other dime, about 2,268 grams, thin at roughly 1.35 millimeters and 17.91 millimeters across. The reeded edge runs clean around the rim. But when you hold a high-value 2016 D in fine condition, there's a crispness to the strike, a subtle sharpness in the lettering, a balance in the metal that experienced collectors instantly notice. It doesn't shout, it whispers, and those whispers are worth serious money. Now here's where people get it wrong. They assume newer coins can't be valuable. That's the trap. Because this dime is made of the standard copper core with nickel cladding, nothing fancy on paper. But under the intense production pressure of 2016, only a small number of coins came out with the kind of detail, preservation, and surface integrity that collectors crave today. Most were thrown into circulation, scratched, dropped, worn down, or worse, cleaned. And that's the biggest mistake you can make. Never clean this coin. Not ever. That natural toning, even if it looks slightly dull or uneven, is part of its identity. It proves authenticity. It shows age. It builds trust with collectors. The moment you try to improve it, you destroy its value permanently. This is not just a coin, it's a fragile piece of hidden wealth. Collectors go deep with this one. They examine Roosevelt's cheek and jawline for sharpness. They look at the spacing in God We Trust. They analyze the exact placement and clarity of the D mint mark. Even the way light reflects off the surface, tiny variations that most people would never notice, can change everything. This is where amateurs lose money and experts make it. And here's something you need to understand. The market for this coin is not loud. It's quiet, strategic. When a strong 2016 D dime in fine condition appears at auction, it doesn't sit there waiting. Bidders move fast. They compete aggressively, but silently. Prices climb quickly, and before most people even realize what's happening, it's gone. That's the reality of this market. Why? Because supply is disappearing. Every year, fewer of these coins remain in collectible condition. They're being pulled out of circulation, locked into private collections, graded, protected, and held. That leaves only a shrinking number still floating around in everyday use. And that's where you come in, because you might still find one. This is not fiction. People are literally spending these coins every single day, buying coffee, paying for gas, dropping them into vending machines. And they have no idea they're holding a silent fortune. A 2016 D Roosevelt dime in fine condition has reached auction values around $70. That's not pocket change. That's life-changing money hiding in plain sight. So what should you do? First, check every 2016 dime you see. Don't rush. Look for the D mint mark. Study the condition. Is the design still clear? Are the details strong? Is the surface original with natural toning? If yes, stop right there. Do not spend this coin. That decision alone could change everything. Second, protect it. Don't toss it in a jar. Don't carry it loose in your pocket. Store it safely, because even small scratches or wear can reduce its value. And third, get it professionally graded. This step is critical. Grading confirms authenticity, locks in condition, and gives collectors the confidence to pay serious money for it. Patience is where the real power is. The people who rush lose. The people who wait, who understand the market, who respect the coin, they're the ones who turn small discoveries into massive returns. This coin rewards discipline. It rewards attention. And most of all, it rewards awareness. And let me ask you something. How many times have you seen a 2016 dime and ignored it? How many times has this exact coin passed through your hands without a second thought? That's the part that hits hard. Because once you know, you can't unsee it. So remember this moment. Remember this coin. And the next time you get change, don't just walk away. Stop. Look. Because that tiny D could be the difference between nothing and a hidden fortune sitting right in your palm. And if you think this is unbelievable, the next coin is on a completely different level. Rarer, more valuable, and far more dangerous to ignore. There's a reason collectors go quiet when this coin shows up, and it's not because it's common, it's because they don't want you to notice it. The 2006 D Roosevelt dime is one of those coins that hides in plain sight so perfectly, so casually, that most people will spend it without a second thought. And that's exactly how a $100,000 opportunity vanishes, one careless transaction at a time. 2006 was a year of heavy economic movement in the United States. Consumer spending was rising. Production demand was intense, and the U.S. Mint in Denver was under pressure to keep coins flowing into circulation. Speed was everything. Volume was everything. But when speed increases, something else happens. Only a small fraction of coins come out with the kind of sharpness, balance, and preserved condition that collectors hunt for today. And that's where this dime becomes dangerous to ignore. At first glance, the obverse looks familiar, Franklin D. Roosevelt's profile facing left, steady and calm. But this is where you slow down. The word liberty curves along the edge, "In God we trust," sits tightly beside his neck, and the year 2006 appears just below. And right there, that tiny D mint mark. Denver. That single letter is what turns an everyday coin into something collectors obsess over. Flip it, and the reverse shows the torch, olive branch, and oak branch. But on the right example, the lines are sharper, the spacing cleaner, the strike stronger. Most people miss this. Experts don't. Hold it in your hand, and it feels like nothing special. About 2,268 grams. Thin, at roughly 1.35 millimeters and 17.91 millimeters in diameter. The reeded edge runs evenly around the coin, each groove catching light in a subtle rhythm. But when you come across a true high-value 2060 in fine condition, there's a difference you can feel. A firmness, a balance, a presence that doesn't fade under light. It's quiet, but it's powerful. Now let's talk about what it's made of, because this is where people underestimate it. Like other modern dimes, it's a clad composition, copper core layered with nickel. Nothing flashy, nothing rare on paper. But under the production pressure of 2006, only a limited number of coins left the mint with exceptional strike quality and surfaces that could survive years without being destroyed by circulation. And survival is everything, because most of these coins didn't survive in collectible condition. They were scratched, worn down, tossed into machines, dropped, bent, and worst of all, cleaned. And if you're holding one right now, listen carefully. Never clean this coin. That natural toning, even if it looks dark or uneven, is proof of authenticity. It's what collectors want. The second you try to make it shiny, you erase its value forever. Collectors study this coin like it's a puzzle. They look at Roosevelt's cheekbone. How sharp is it? They examine the lettering. Are the edges crisp or fading? They focus on the D mint mark, its exact position, its clarity, its depth. Even the smallest inconsistency can shift the value dramatically. This detail changes everything, and most people walk right past it. Here's what makes this coin even more intense: the market behavior. When a strong 2060 dime in fine condition appears at auction, it doesn't create noise, it creates tension. Quiet bidders, fast decisions, aggressive competition behind the scenes. And then suddenly it's gone. Sold. Sometimes for up to $100 zeroth. That's not hype. That's real auction movement happening right now. And while that's happening, thousands of these coins are still out there. In drawers, in jars, in pockets, being handed over in change every single day. People are literally spending hidden wealth without even realizing it. This is not fiction. This is a silent fortune slipping through people's hands because they don't know what to look for. Supply is shrinking. Fast. Every year, more of these coins are pulled from circulation and locked away in private collections. Graded, protected, held. That leaves fewer chances for someone like you to find one in the wild. And that's why this moment matters, because once they're gone, they're gone. So what do you do? First, check every 2006 dime you see. Don't rush it. Look for that D mint mark. Then study the condition. Are the details still strong? Is the surface original, untouched, carrying that natural tone? If yes, stop immediately. Do not spend this coin. That single decision could protect a life-changing opportunity. Second, handle it carefully. Don't drop it. Don't stack it with other coins. Even minor damage can reduce its value. And third, get it professionally graded. This step is critical. Grading confirms what you have, protects it, and unlocks the kind of trust collectors need to pay serious money. And here's the truth most people don't want to hear. This kind of wealth doesn't go to the loudest person. It goes to the most patient one. The ones who pay attention. The ones who don't rush. The ones who recognize value when it's still hidden. Think about it. How many 2006 dimes have passed through your hands? How many did you ignore? How many did you spend without even looking? That's the reality. Because this coin doesn't look rare. It doesn't look valuable. And that's exactly why it is. You could be holding serious money. You could be holding hidden wealth. You could be holding a silent fortune and not even know it. So next time you get change, pause, eat. Look closely, because this coin, this exact coin, might be sitting right there, waiting for you to notice it before it disappears forever. If this shocked you, you're not alone, because most people never realize what they're losing until it's too late. These coins are still out there, hiding in plain sight, waiting for someone to finally pay attention. So don't stop here. Go check your pockets, your jars, your old collections right now. And if you want to uncover even more hidden treasures that could change everything, stay with Coin Empire USA, because the next discovery might already be in your hands.